A blessed day to each and everyone. I am Teacher Diananiee, your teacher in English. Are you ready to discover more about English? So, without further ado, let us start. For today's lesson, we are going to learn about the other types of context clues: the restatement, definition, and contrast. Looking for context clue is one technique that is helpful for readers of all ages. Context clues are hints found within a sentence, paragraph, passage, or word that a reader can use to understand the meaning of new unfamiliar word. Because most of our vocabulary is gained through reading, it is important that we are able to recognize and take advantage of context clues. The other types of context clues are restatement or synonym, definition, and contrast or antonym. Using the restatement or synonym context clue, we can usually find the meaning right after the unfamiliar word and often separated from the rest of the sentence, using commas, dashes, or parentheses, sometimes by the use of words or, that is, or in other words. Term synonym comes from a combination of the ancient Greek syn, meaning with, and onoma, meaning name. A synonym is a word that has the same or nearly the same meaning as another word. When words or phrases have the same meaning, we say that they are synonymous of each other. Synonyms are regular and essential parts of everyday language that we use almost without thinking. They come in all parts of speech: nouns, verbs, adjectives, adverbs, and so on. Synonyms are so important that there is a whole reference work dedicated to them, and it is called as a thesaurus. It is a dictionary of synonyms. Synonyms are words that are similar or have a related meaning to another word. They can be lifesavers when you want to avoid repeating the same word over and over. Also, sometimes the word you have in mind might not be the most appropriate word, which is why finding the right synonym can come in handy. For examples, the word intelligent has the same meaning with the word bright. Same goes with the word plentiful. It is synonymous to abundant. And the verb jump, the synonym is leap. For examples, the newspaper, the school, and the theater establishments flourished or prospered. The unfamiliar word here is flourished, and the restatement or synonym is prospered, meaning succeed or become financially successful. And another example, the mountain pass was a tortuous road, winding and twisting like a snake around the trees of the mountainside. The unfamiliar word is tortuous, and the synonymous words are winding and twisting. So, the tortuous road means full of twists and turns. Next is definition or explanation. The new term may be formally defined or sufficient explanation may be given within the sentence or in the following sentence. Clues to definition include that is, commas, dashes, and parentheses. For examples, haberdashery, which is a store that sells men's clothing, is becoming more common today. The unfamiliar word is haberdashery, and the definition is which is a store that sells men's clothing. Another example, the arbitrator, the neutral person chosen to settle the dispute, arrived at their decision. The unfamiliar word is arbitrator, and the meaning or definition is the neutral person chosen to settle the dispute. And lastly, we have contrast or antonym. Contrast or antonym refers to the opposite meaning context clue. The meaning of an unfamiliar word contrasts with the meaning of a familiar term. Contrast or antonyms are often signaled by the words unlike, while, whereas, in contrast, but, however, although, otherwise, unless, instead, on the other hand, while, never, no, or not. Antonyms are words that have contrasting or opposite meanings.
It is rooted in the Greek language.
Anti or anti means opposite, and onym means name. Therefore, we have opposite name, and that makes sense. Since the English language is so complex, people may disagree about which words truly have opposite meanings. With the examples we have, we are going to try to clear that up and offer some tactics for choosing the most appropriate word every time. Here are some examples of antonyms. We have the word full, and the antonym is empty. Next is day, and the antonym is night. And also hot. The antonym for hot is cold. Let us have now the examples. First we have Shakespeare was the poet of impulse, while Milton was the poet of steadfast will and purpose. The unfamiliar word is impulse, and the antonym is steadfast. And lastly, he tried to smile because the mood of the party was not dreary, but happy. Dreary is the unfamiliar word, and the antonym is happy. So, the meaning of dreary is the opposite of happy. It is sad or lonely. And that ends our lesson. I hope you learned a lot.